Hello, everyone, and welcome into another episode. Today, we are discussing the number one thing to look for in a travel assignment, and it's not just about the money.
Welcome in, everybody, to the Ryan and Megan podcast. This is episode number 35. I'm Megan. This is Ryan. We're a traveling family. We've been traveling since 2020, and now we've got our two girls. They're traveling with us, and we're just sharing a few tips and things that we found along the way. Today, we are talking about the number one thing to look for in a contract. It's more than money. And before we hop into it, if you don't mind hitting the like button, the share button, the bell button, the 5-star rating button,
All the buttons.
all of them, that would really be helpful. We would love that.
Yeah, so today we are talking about the number one thing to look for in a travel assignment, and it's not what you think. And we have kind of discovered this as we've looked back on the 5+ years that we've been traveling as travel physical therapists. Multiple contracts. I've lost track at the number of contracts that we have completed, but it's a lot. And over the years, kind of looking back on really what we ended up valuing
Yeah.
over the years.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we hopped into travel knowing that we had financial aspirations and goals and things to accomplish. And that was definitely a large motivator and a large part of travel. But one of the most valuable things I think that we've gotten out of travel is all of the memories that we have made and the amount of memories and the amount of travel that we have done in the past 5 years. Looking back, it feels like a lifetime full of experiences. And that's, I think, the biggest thing that you don't want to miss out on as a traveler. You might go in with certain goals that are more fiscal, that are more practical, but you are going to come out of it with experiences and memories, and not putting that on the back burner would be a good thing to take forward in your travel experience in life for however long you do it. And that is something that we've tried to prioritize when we are traveling and having financial things more in mind for a contract, because sometimes we take contracts that are more focused on travel, more focused on financial. But when the opportunity is there to make memories or to have a cool experience, we try to capitalize on that.
Yeah, just some of the things that we've done in 5 years of traveling. We've went to 27 national parks, I believe.
Really?
Out of the
Wow.
63 that there are. We've been to, I think, 32 or 35 states out of the 50, if you didn't know that. So that is huge. And then that's not counting all the other little places in between. So those are just kind of the big things. That's what a lot of people get drawn into travel. One, for the pay, but two, for like going to national parks. But even in places that was more rural, there's always these really great state parks and or cities. We're not too into going into cities, but we've been up to Seattle and bigger
Mhm.
cities, and there's always a fun life there.
Yeah.
And so we've just gotten to do so many experiences and live in climates and terrain that's so different than what we're used to in the Midwest and Missouri.
hmm
And we have really built a lot of memories. And we like to always call them kind of chapters, because when you work a travel assignment and you're there 13 weeks or 3 to 6 months, it's weird because it kind of bookends this time in your life. Like, we can talk about when we lived in Montana, we lived in the mountains for 6 months.
hmm
We can talk about how we lived in Denver, Colorado for 6 months with our family and all the experiences
And with
we
our
made.
friends.
and with our friends, and tons of them. Arizona, Washington, Wisconsin, and it's like these little chapters in our life of memories that we can just open up and think back on, and to think back of all that we've accomplished with that. It's
Mhm.
just like, holy cow! Most people just get 1 week, 2 weeks vacation, and they go to Myrtle Beach and they sit on the beach for a week, and that's
Mhm.
their fun family memories. But it's only 1 week out of the year, and here we've kind of gotten to live life and go on most weekends.
Mhm. Yeah, I think it's done a couple things. One thing that
Nothing against Myrtle Beach vacations, okay?
no.
Don't come at me.
Uh, it's done a couple things. One thing it's done is with our patients, which is the older population, we can kind of really, like, identify with them or share memories and experiences because they've got a lifetime full of travels that they've taken, and a lot of times we have some common ground there on different places we've seen. We've visited some of the same towns, and that also puts it in perspective that there's this person I'm seeing who's lived a lifetime full and done travel and lived in different places. Maybe they moved for work, but they were there like 20 years at a time or something. And in 5 years, I'm able to identify with that mentality of living so much life and being so many places. And then the other thing I think it's done is it's kind of pushed off this feeling of like our lives flying by because I think everyone feels that, like, time goes so fast. You get older, you have kids, you you grow up, and then you have, like, life to look back on, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, that was just a blink, that went so fast." And when we are look back, we're able to not only look at the goals that we've accomplished, the family that we've started, um, the different friendships that we've made, but also see, like, and we went here, and we went here, and we went here, and remember that time that we did this, and we did this hike, and we saw that mountain, and we did this physical feat. And so it just is kind of gratifying to have that sense of like, I did something, and I did it with people that I loved, and I got to see God's beautiful creation and work, and
Good
and so
good times,
yeah.
relationships. I mean, it's all memories, even some bad memories, like when we were with Evan and Leah, and
Is
drove
that a
down
bad memory?
we drove down the Oregon coast,
Oh
with them,
my
and we thought
gosh.
we had a campsite, but it was actually we booked it in a different state, but it was the
It was the
same name.
exact same name, the exact same forest name. There was, like, 3 forests with the same name.
Actually, I think it was still in the same Oregon state of Oregon. But anyway, so we didn't have a place to camp, and so then we tried to camp in this free place, but then these crazy people came and harassed us, and so now we have this
That was a crazy
fortunately
memory.
it turned out okay. And but crazy memory with friends, and
Mhm.
so much, so many memories that you can create. And sometimes I think, we definitely got into travel because we knew we could earn way more. And that's important. We have tons of videos on all that and the benefits of that. But it's okay to say, hey, I kind of want my life to look adventurous, and I kind of want to explore new things. And so I'm going to take this travel assignment because it gets me close to this thing I want to go see, or in this state that I've always wanted to be a part of and live in.
Mhm.
And don't be afraid to make memories.
Yeah. So, I think that's our big takeaway. It's just kind of, as we've had the chance to look back and reflect on travel, it's one of the biggest things we value is having those memories and going and doing the things on the long weekends, or getting the experience of the culture. So, if you are very practically minded and you're traveling for the practicality of it, that's great. But don't waste your time when you're at a new place. Don't waste the opportunity to go do something cool that you will appreciate looking back on later.
I'll also put it in this perspective. A majority of travelers travel for about 1 to 3 years. And so everyone, when they first start travel, you can be pretty gun ho and be like, I'm never going to stop. But it's actually kind of rare to do what we have done and have traveled for 5+ years. And so you kind of have 1 to 3 years of go see some stuff. This country is really awesome. There's a lot of awesome states and parks to go to and cities to explore. So don't be afraid to spend a little bit of that extra travel cash. You can still be financially
Mhm.
sound. We definitely have, but go out there and make some memories. Whether that's meeting new friends, hanging out with new coworkers, for like a bonfire or something like that. Go to the beach, go to the mountains, go out there and explore.
Mhm.
That's probably one of the biggest perks of traveling.
If you're interested in starting travel, if you've been thinking about it, you just don't know if you can take the leap, reach out to us. We have recruiter recommendations we would love to share with you. These are people that we trust to place us in jobs, and they're people that we would recommend to you to get started. And talking with them doesn't mean that you're signing up for anything or you're agreeing to anything. It's just getting established, maybe hearing a little bit more, seeing what the job options look like out there. Um, so there's no risk in reaching out, but we have a link down below in the description to our recruiter recommendations. It will take you to a form on our website just so we can get more information about what you're looking for and let our recruiters know. Or if you just want to email us at ryanandmegano'rear@gmail.com, you could do that as well. But please reach out. We'd love to share those with you.
All right. Hopefully, you enjoyed that episode and it was useful for you, put you in a good mindset. But that is it from us. And so until next time,
See
see
ya.
ya.